Okay, so it's a Talia Vladimir Kog'Maw band from the blue side, from
That's
our Project
interesting.
Takeover, and Caitlyn Shavana
Uh-oh.
Gwen band on our burp side.
I really like the expansion of the Tarek pick. I remember T-Van and I were talking about how it's such a surprise thing to people who aren't familiar with the PLC. I remember I actually found some notes I was taking during Worlds and I saw it locked in. I tweeted about it and everything that it was like I don't know, 9, 10 minutes into the game before I realized that someone had picked Tarek. And I was like, oh, it's because I watch PLC. They pick it all the time. And to see him more and more often is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Teams embracing the power that that champion has.
All right. I am now able to focus a little bit more on what's going on here. J4 getting picked out. So we have some junglers. Well, hold on. Um, Interesting. So Zaya Jinx in the bot lane is going to be an interesting one to fight. And, oh, so Zaya Jinx and they both have tanky supports. I'm
Yep.
excited to see this bot lane play. Actually, I love
It's
both of these.
it's got to be lethal tempo for both of them, right? I mean, that's what I would pick on either of the champions, but just with those beefy supports locking people down, you want to get as many attacks off as you can. So it's going to be explosive. Viego on the side of it does say Piltover, but I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be Project Pentakill, right?
Um,
It
yes,
doesn't
it
matter.
should be Project Pentakill. Yes.
Okay, so Pentakill has the Viego who can sneak in there and help set up those plays. And they wanted to take away other good ganking junglers. Ooh, that might be in the top lane, so I'm going to hold on that. But
Yeah.
taking the Jarvan and the Diana out so that Viego can have that tempo, have that pressure, and get where he needs to be, I think was a great choice.
All right. Let's see what else we got here. I'm thinking. So Viego's probably in the jungle, right? He doesn't go anywhere else
Typically, no.
typically. Yeah.
Now
So we're not,
his E works really well with the amount
just walls
of
everywhere.
walls and everything. Exactly. So you
There's our
lose a
top
lot of
lane.
benefit. Absolutely. And Aatrox is so safe. Like he's such a
Yeah.
safe blind pick. We've seen a lot of hot fixes the last couple patches, and I wonder when they're going to tweak Aatrox a little bit. He seems like if he's always the safe blind pick top, like something's overtuned, in my opinion. But we get the rest of the draft locked in, and it looks pretty good, Admin.
Yeah, I'm excited. We are about to get started on the in-game one here.
All right. Now,
Eh,
we get to talk a little bit about what some of our matchups, especially because we can tell where everyone is going in our lanes and the intricacies of them. I like Gnar into Aatrox only for the fact that he can go either grasp or fleet footwork and match the sustain that the Aatrox has. He also has great chase ability, which is one of the frustrating things about Aatrox is he's very wily, especially after level 6 when he gets the movement speed buff from his ultimate. And Gnar is able to handle that. He slows and he gets his own movement speed boost, deals a lot of damage with the W, but he needs to be careful because Aatrox deals a lot of damage, especially if he hits the sweet spots with his Darkened Blade, that
yeah.
Q. And Gnar has the lowest stats in the early game in mini form. And that's compensated by having ridiculous stats in mega form. So if you get caught as mini Gnar, especially with those infernal chains, it's not going to look very good. So caution for Gnar, but Aatrox has to play it right, right? You can't just throw your infernal chains out as a wave clearing tool like we see sometimes. You've got to be careful with
Oh,
it, and you've got to
that's good.
play it all the right way.
Wigging out. There we go.
Viego, Viego and Zach, interesting choices. I think that so. Zach is one of the most popular
Yes.
jungles in my opinion, because he has such great range on that elastic slingshot. He can get to a lot of places without being spotted. Viego, he has the invisibility and he's got great clear speed, but he's very telegraphed when he's coming in for a gank. Unless he waits to use that mist and uses the W for the stun instead from a brush. So the tactics between the junglers are very different. And I don't know. I like the Zac a little bit more than I like Viego, but I like cool ganking paths. My jungler pick is Jarvan. So if that tells you anything about how I like to move around a little bit. Hwei into Anivia, a very old school champion to a new one. The utility and everything that Hwei has makes him really hard to punish because he can get away with
I'm
the
trying to figure out
flowing.
where these pick band stats are coming from though, because I don't think I don't know where those stats are coming from. So just ignore those for now.
Well, maybe they're coming from an online database, or that 52.6 win rate. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah,
Does
I
it
think
match?
it's probably
Wow.
just online play. So yeah, I'll figure out where that's coming from. Oh, from data sources u.gg, so it is online.
Oh. Tarek has a 56% win rate on u.gg?
Apparently.
No way. Dude needs a nerf, I
No,
guess.
Hwei's in mid lane.
Yes, Hwei. I see what you did there. Well done, admin. Oh, man. Speaking of Hwei, that's where we left off. Anivia's kit is actually really, really basic. You have the wall, you've got the stun, you do extra damage with your E, and then you've got the ultimate on the ground. Hwei is a lot more nuanced in what he wants to do. He needs to know when he's casting his damage spells, when he's casting his crowd control, which of them to cast, and do you want the damage from your? I haven't played Hwei in a while. I think it's the EE that gives you the brilliant lights that increases your attacks.
Yeah,
Pretty sure.
EQ is the speed buff. EW is the shield.
Okay, I have my cheat sheet up now, and you are correct. So it is WE is what I was thinking about. You're right. Do you give yourself more damage with that, or do you give yourself the shield, that kind of thing? So
Yeah.
a lot of fun to watch
the
Hwei.
E is very they're utility in different ways. So Q is going to be your damage. How do you want to do damage?
Mm-hmm.
W is your utility in opposing champions, and E is your utility in ally champions, except for like a little bit of damage on the EE.
Flipped.
Oh, right. W.
Yeah. I made the same mistake.
WW is a shield.
Yeah. I made the same mistake. So moving into our bottom lane, I'm expecting to see some lethal tempos and some big fights. The purpose, so Tarek is an interesting champion because his auto attacks reduce the cooldown on that dazzle, right? You get more stuns, you get more armor, you get to cast your spells more often, or rather, your auto attacks reduce your cooldown. So he needs to be in there and fighting, and that's what makes him so dangerous. So if he's setting up all those plays, Jinx is going to get some good uptime on those auto attacks, especially with the lethal tempo. And Braum is a great pick into the Jinx because protecting, like, he's so unique where he literally stops a full amount, like damage from a certain direction for his carry. I understand everybody that the Yasuo wind wall exists, but he's not a support champion.
Yeah,
and so Braum is really cool.
Yeah, I love so Braum Shield's gonna come in to help really only against Jinx. I mean a few things on Hwei, that's fair, but most everyone has other ways to get around like that Braum Shield, so that shield is gonna be looking to lock down Jinx in the early game, and then just as a big utility to block like a couple. Well, actually, it can block the ultimate from Hwei.
Yes.
So that's a pretty strong one to stop.
So remind me, the wall stops the first thing that hits it 100%, but then so everything after that is reduced.
Yeah. All damage of the first thing is stopped. It stops all projectiles, and he takes a percentage of damage from everything after the first.
So if let's say a QQ from Hui hits, then he could ult and the ult sticks, or does it stick even on the first one? Because I was pretty sure it blocked.
So uh, the ult will still stick to Braum.
Okay.
Maybe. It depends. I don't know. It depends how it's coded. I don't remember because I know the Jinx explosion can still go off or something like that.
hmm Well,
Um,
hopefully we find out. I think it'll be fun to
yeah.
see that. And hey, we have Poisonous Nuts in the chat saying that Tarek is actually only a 52% win rate, but with Guardian as the primary rune jumps up to 56.
Oh,
That's an interesting stat. Yeah, I like that. Thank you, Poisonous Nuts. I really do appreciate that. Giving any little bit of extra information is so much fun.
Yes. It is so good. Where is my over?
All right, we should be loading into the Rift any minute now. We
Yeah,
got
we
Project
just loaded
Pentakill
in.
on
We're just
blue.
getting things set up now.
All right, Project Pentakill on blue and Burb on red. We are getting into game number 1 of the December tournament. Thank you everyone for joining us here on the PLC. And based on team composition alone, right? That's all I've seen, admin. I'm thinking that I like the composition on red a little bit better. The extra mobility from the Zac and the Gnar makes me really happy. It's something that I enjoy playing, I enjoy watching.
Yes.
Not to say it won't be close, because I genuinely believe that it will be, but I favor the draft on the side of Burb.
And let's get rid of that real quick. There we go.
All right, everybody,
All
let's see
right.
some love in the chat. Who is going to win? Hashtag PP or hashtag Burb? That we should do that BRB, because I think that's really funny.
If we get the tags up like I was hoping to do, it is because tags can be 2 to 4 characters, so it's just the full name.
Oh, okay. Nothing crazy in the beginning of the game, which, maybe clarified in Ruin. They warded the other brush. Oh my gosh, they warded the other brush. That makes me really happy. That means they don't know. And they go, all right, no big fight to come out there with the level 1 from Braum and Xayah, but we do get the Dazzle. Poisonous Nut is going in hard onto Classified. The Zap does not land, and it's just a little bit of fighting, nothing exciting. I am really happy, by the way, that we do see the fleet footwork on Gnar. I think that's how you have to play against an Aatrox. You have to match the sustain in that lane. You can't just fight the guy. So I called it. That feels really good. Thank you, everybody.
All right.
Big P versus Rip Mental Health. Big P is going to go back in. He has the hyper ready, and he's chasing a little bit into the minion wave.
We also have a fun little button on this new overlay that we're in the beta to help figure out things. So, but we have some runes we can take a look
We've
at.
got some runes. Yay! All right. Well, I was wrong about the press the attack there on the Jinx.
But that's a lot of damage in the top lane.
Yeah. Big P versus Rip Mental Health. Big P goes back into mini form. Does have a bit of CS lead as well, but that's going to crash under the turret and go right into the pockets of Rip Mental Health. We need to call him Rip, right? That's way too long of a name. Okay, Rip. So doing just fine. Taking a look around the map. We've got clears up to the top side. I'm not surprised by that, but again, the clear speed is faster on the Viego. That's one of the benefits of being a damage champion like Viego versus a tank on the side of Zac, especially because you're not looking to deal the damage of Zac. You're trying to set up with the crowd control and absorb damage. So that means that Pentakill will get the first look on the Scuttle Crabs, and we'll probably get both of them.
I am so focused on making sure I got everything set up right now.
That's okay. I just need to get back into solo casting mode. I haven't done it in a while.
Yeah.
Oh
goodness, I don't like not being helpful, but we have a game in the top lane, which is looking to be helpful. Uh-oh. There we go.
He's gonna see it coming though. Big P, uses his hop early, wants to get the proc from Hyper. He dodges out the first Darkened Blade. In
Oh
comes
no!
Death from Below, but it's not early enough to save Big P. First blood to Rip. And now he gets to run away. I think he was a little too early. A nice double root here on the bottom side from Ruin. They get the Concussive Blows passive stun, but it will secure the kill. Taco Munchers is running. He gets stunned as well. Pops the barrier, flashes out of the feathers, and it saves his own life.
Back
One for one across the Rip. Death from Below is still there. Rip is going to jump over the wall. Big P has joined, and he is safe.
Suddenly is looking for something. Doesn't quite see it. Is he gonna get a guess? I want him to guess that he's in the bush.
No, he's back too far now.
That's all right. Yeah, I agree. Big P did go a little bit too hard at the beginning of the engagement in the top lane. He's like, "Oh, I can go in on this. Zach can jump in." Yeah, but not from halfway across the lane. Because he was, in fact, I got control here. He was way over here, and you're fighting way over here. He can only get to right here.
Another really interesting thing with playing Gnar is when to use your hop, because it is a very long cooldown, especially because you don't level it until last. So we're talking 15 seconds. If you use, but he is ganked here once again. Big P in some trouble. All 3 hits from the sweet spots means that Mike Beast does secure a kill.
Very good to jump right back in there. And yeah, Project Pentakill is looking very good in this early game.
Will we be disappointed if there is no Pentakill from Project Pentakill? Or are we just assuming it's because of the ban?
I'd be disappointed if it's not in this game, because I don't know if we're going to be able to watch this team again. Hopefully we do.
Right.
But if they don't get a Pentakill, then I have nothing clever to say about it. They just
I think it'll be okay.
Pentakill.
Yeah, I think it'll be okay. I think the name is derived from the band, not the actual multi-kill, so that'll be okay.
And that makes sense. But what also makes sense is the just pressure they have all across the map here. They're able to secure the Void Grubs very solidly with just like nobody to contest. Oh, we got some Zach in the bot lane about to make a play though, or going to try to make a play at least.
They were able to clear out that vision. That was one of the first parts of the skirmish, as Poisonous Nut had dropped a ward in that brush, and they chased him out. Clarified was able to throw the Winter's Bite and push him away. But now I think that this is the time. There we go. They get the Scryer's Bloom and they spot out Death from Below. So no play to come on the bottom side.
Yeah, he was just about to leave too.
That's unfortunate. But he will secure a Scuttle Crab, which is good for watching out for jungler ganks. And actually it's good for watching out for the dragon, so you know when you can make a bigger play up on the top side of the map. So that was good. He's still here.
Yeah,
he's in the brush. He is not spotted. He is going to get the knock up on the Taco Munchers, who gets stunned and rooted. Death from Below picks up a kill. Poisonous Nut is the next target. Do they get the slow from the Winter's Bite? They do. 1, 2, 3, and 4 concussive blows knocks him stunned. Dazzle will stop them, but Ruin is in range for that last auto attack. 2 for nothing there for the side of Burb, leading into a Drake.
Yeah, Death from Below is very happy to call for that Drake, and very smart play to just pull it out of the pit a little bit more. So very solid bot lane gank. And Death from Below is feeling a lot better about that one, especially with how the top lane gank kind of wasn't able to happen.
But this is the other benefit to being ranged with the Gnar. But he has to be careful. He has Mega. He is going to hop away. No ultimate available. It must have been used on the last transformation. But he is able to make it out. Rip unable to secure the kill up on the top side.
All right. I also, before the play started, that Death from Below and also just Burb in general were placing a lot of these wards around the pit and just getting ready for it. It's Project Pentakill just didn't quite respect the play. However, I would also say that was kind of a tough call as well, because the last thing you saw was Zach trying to back, and then he decided to stay.
Yeah, and he came in from another direction. speaking of directions, Death from Below is here. He does secure the knockup. Let's bounce. Gets a little bit further. Ruin has to flash forward. They do proc concussive blows, and that's another one. Ruin on a killing spree. Ghost has been procced. He has the lethal tempo up as well, but that's all it's going to be. And this bot lane for Burb is doing a lot of work, admin. Look at the CS numbers too, and a 3-0 Xayah.
This Burb on the Burb is really happy. Speaking of Burbs, let's go to the mid lane and watch this Anivia.
Call Me Saul does get the stun, throws down the wall, but it is flashed. Mike Beast is here, going on to Call Me Saul. He is slowed. He is stunned. Call Me Saul is feared. He has the egg. He is knocked into the passive form. Big P comes up, gets the slow with a boomerang. Call Me Saul is dead, but will they get anything back? They don't. Suddenly does pick up the kill.
It was very close, but the Burb in the mid lane is not as strong as the Burb in the bot lane. I'm gonna be saying that a lot, and I keep. Well, I'm saying Burb instead of what I usually call Anivia.
Yeah, the bird. So is Burb the word?
In this game, yes, it is. It's not pentakill.
No, it's not.
At least not yet. We'll see if that changes.
But talking about Project Pentakill, that is going to be all 6 grubs to their name. That means that when they get to the point in the game where they're going to be pushing, it's going to go really, really well, especially with the Jinx and her passive proc. She's going to be able to do a lot of damage there to those. The Infernal Chains did not land. Big P is safe. Doesn't want to fight, just wants to farm up here on the top side.
Yeah, and honestly, if you keep Aatrox out of the fight by just holding this lane, that is what is gonna help your team, especially since you have Xayah doing so well in the bot lane right now.
Right, and that's one of the things in League of Legends that a lot of solo queue players need to learn, and especially if they're moving into competitive. Let other lanes win the game. You do not have to be the hero. Taco Munchers is under fire. Nice block there from the stand, but nope, not stand behind me. It's unbreakable from Clarified, but this is the Pentakill gank on the bottom side. Ult is available for Clarified, but Dazzle has landed. Ruin doesn't get the root. Instead, uses the Feather Call. Does pick up the first kill. Clarified still has the ultimate. He is going to use it there for the disengage. Ruin instead wants to go in. Poisonous Nut is killed. Mike Beast is stunned, and he is killed. That's a triple kill for Ruin in the bottom lane.
Very powerful plays coming. That's the power of the shield. The shield also can, I believe, it can block some, if you're on the correct side, some melee attacks as well. So stopping
Flash from Rip. They are going to get him pulled back with the E, and Big P gets shutdown gold, and Burb running away now that they've had this success in the bottom lane and a great gank from Death from Below.
Yep, they're able to get some pressure in this top lane. They're going to be able to trade that turret plate right back. And let's see, how many turret plates do we have off of this? 2. Not quite able to pick up the third one, but with a triple kill, that's going to be they're going to be pretty happy with that.
Absolutely. The bonus gold from a triple kill far outweighs a single plate.
With a very solid lead now coming up. What is that? 3K? Yeah.
Yeah, right about there. Oh, plus 2.8 right there on our overlay. Thank you, overlay.
I was trying to look at it, but it looks small for me because reasons.
All right, Clarified is caught in the jungle. Taco Munchers, it will help Poisonous Nut get out of there as well. Ruin is terrifying. Has the BF sword on top of the Collector already. We're only 13 minutes in here and looking really, really good on this Xayah. And so if you're Project Pentakill, you have to wonder how you're going to deal with that later in the game. Rip Mental Health does get the Infernal Chains onto Big P. He dodges out the suck back in. Big P has some damage. He's low on health, though. Rip Mental Health will be better off after the trade. And this will be the next Drake here for Burb. They have 4 members here, and I think they just get this. They've cleared out the vision, and there's no pressure coming out of Pentakill, and that second Drake secured.
Yeah, no pressure at all. Everyone's just fine. Let's take a look at this top lane again, and yep, you're just sitting fine. You can stay pretty healthy and let the rest of your team do work. And it's just like what we said at the beginning. Sometimes you're not the main character, and that's okay.
Yeah, and I want to point out once again the Fleet Footwork rune for the Gnar. It's
Yeah.
perfect. It's exactly what you need in this matchup. Aatrox wants to fight, and so you need a way to sustain in that because you lose the fight as mini Gnar a lot of the time.
Yes. Yeah,
Oh,
you
but
hit
that's
that
the
right
Darkened
away.
Blade
Ooh.
knockup number 1. Number 2, will we see number 3? Into the World Ender. He has the extra range. Rip Mental Health gets his revenge, and Big P goes down. Call Me Saul wants to interrupt the Rift Herald, throws down the ultimate. In comes Death from Below. He flashes to get the knockup, but Mike Beast still secures the Rift Herald. That's a kill on the side of Burb. Death from Below wants to go back in. In comes Braum. Clarified uses the stand behind me to get in close, but that's a huge Darkened Blade coming out of Rip Mental Health. Throwing down the ultimate once again. Call Me Saul. Death from Below gets a knockup. Glacial Fissure comes in to secure yet another kill, and that's a third. Burb are running away at the fight on Rift Herald.
They lose the Herald, but they're able to take the entire play. I'm surprised they're not taking that mid lane turret for that.
No, I don't think you do. Farm is important.
Farm is important. Turrets are important, but not quite as important as it may seem.
Yeah. Well, because later on when you get a bigger fight or, you just got all of that gold, why don't you go spend it? And then you can look at where the wave is. That's actually the biggest determining factor because when you get back to lane, look where Anivia is and where the wave is. She's going to meet right on top of that. If she had pushed, then it wouldn't have been in the right spot. And now you've got the advantage of your item and you can push a full wave in instead of only half.
Yeah, or you clear the wave, use that downtime to let's go fly somewhere else and see if we can make a play.
I think Project Pentakill really has a grip on the top side of the objectives, right? They got all 6 grubs, they have the Rift Herald, and they've done that very, very well. There has been no answer. And in my opinion, their power is greater than that of the first 2 Drakes. So I appreciate that play. Big P might be in some trouble. Infernal Chains does pull him in, but he's got the transform. He'll be okay. I don't know about Rip Mental Health going back in there. That could have been terrifying.
That was a little too aggressive for my taste. Speaking of aggressive, Mike Beast.
Flash forward from Mike Beast. Call Me Saul is almost out. He's slowed down. He's hit. And now, Death from Below jumps in. Is Death from Above as he helps secure the kill underneath the turret. Death from Below now going on to Taco Munchers. He has the flaming from the Sunfire Aegis, but he misses the Elastic Slingshot, and Taco Munchers makes it out. Rip Mental Health wants to go in onto Ruin. He is going to get stunned with the concussive blows. Clarified helps secure that kill. Poisonous Nut jumps in with the Dazzle, but unable to secure a kill. Big P has joined in the mid lane, and Burb, the team fighting is going great for them.
Very happy. They're going to start taking turrets. Speaking of turrets, first turret goes down in the bot lane, and they're looking to take the mid lane turret as well. And the top one is really low.
I think
Big P health.
Yeah, Big P picks that one up, but you're just forcing the issue here in the middle. I don't think you actually assume you're going to get that one, especially with 2 champions there to stop it, but you're going to secure 2 of them. Oh, no. Big P does not take top turret. Instead, Rip Mental Health makes his way up there with the teleport. I was wrong about that.
That's all right. They'll get it the next time around. Like that, they had plenty of plays. They're going to go back, get some gold, spend some gold, because the gold doesn't matter until it's spent.
Exactly. And I still want to bring it up.
Dragon.
Ruin is terrifying on this Xayah.
Yeah.
8-0, he's got the wild arrows. Think about that for a second. You get more attack speed when you crit. You've already got the crit item in there, and it's just going to be terrifying. But now, Big P going against Rip Mental Health. Oh, he is caught. Mike Beast is here. Does not get the stun with the Maw, but Pentakill gets a turret back, and they still have the Herald there. They might get a second crash.
It's looking like they might. Yes, they did.
Okay, they do. And with all 6 Void Grubs, that means the Mites are going to be there. Mental Health goes really low. Big P is able to save this turret, and he helps secure his team a 3rd Drake. Ocean Drake will sell us our soul, and that's exciting. You really want that. Again, if you're Gnar, you want the sustain. If you're Zac, you want the sustain. These fighters get to use this Drake very, very much.
Yes.
Taco Munchers wants to steal.
Yeah, they're looking for it.
They want. Clarified spots it. He's got the sweeper. They're stopping damage.
Nice.
They have vision there on Clarified. It's down to 1850, but Ruin says, "Nah, dude, this isn't for you." Jinx Rocket? No, it doesn't come out.
It is safe for now. That is the third Drake going over to Burb, and at 14-4, you're looking very, very pleased with yourselves. 8K gold ahead, and we're just at almost 20 minutes. So Baron's coming up in 15.
I like how the dynamic of the top lane changed. Rip had absolute control up there, especially after the gank that went awry from Death from Below. But now Big P gets his Trinity Force. He's really quick with those Swifty boots, and he's able to take control back. And it secures a mid lane turret because they have to answer him.
Yeah, I think looks like the next play where Burb might be looking for is just securing this top turret and then getting Baron. Or securing Baron and then just walking up the wave from top turret as
Rip has his whole team here to get onto Big P. He's stunned once, twice, killed. Poisonous Nut takes that one up, and that's right there. That's how you set up a play against someone who's ahead.
Yeah,
Mike Beast.
Somebody's a little bit out of position, and you're like, oh, we can jump on this guy. Especially so far, the weakest person on Burb's team is to take advantage of that. Here comes Death from Below.
Death from Below goes into 4. Clarified is unable to get close enough to help. Ruin is dangerous, but isn't in the fight. Jinx Rocket does hit, but it deals low damage because it does not hit a low health target. So 4 members of Pentakill plus a Jinx Rocket unable to kill the 3 from Burb. But again, it takes people away, and Taco gets a turret, and that's a great play for Pentakill.
Objective bounties?
No, it's too close, I think.
Yeah, it shouldn't be too close. When do objective bounties get made?
So it takes a lot of stuff into consideration. It takes kills, CS, turrets, and other objectives. Because Pentakill has all 6 scrubs and the Rift Herald, they didn't allow themselves to get the objective bounties. And because they're matching in turrets,
difference. I'll have to look into that.
No, it's about map pressure too. But now Burb taking a play out of Pentakill's playbook. They want to shove up here on the top side, take another turret. They do get some crowd control down onto Rip. He is stunned there by Anivia, and one more attack. Yep, that's concussive blows. He's stunned twice. Oh, Rip Mental Health wants to go in. Stand behind me, keeps him alive for just a little bit, but Rip Mental Health does go down. And now that the minions are here, there is no aggro on to Death from Below. He makes it out with 200 hit points, and Poisonous Nut goes down. That's a double kill for Call Me Soul on the Anivia. But look, mid lane.
It was a good call because you have the passive that you're able to to just dive into that, go down, and then not take the aggro. Big P's trying his best to save this turret and tries to chase a little bit too aggressively.
That was a great... Go ahead.
Yeah, they're going to walk out just fine.
Great play from Pentakill. They recognize where Burb is, and they take something else. They know we have 6 grubs. We have 2 attack speed champions here. Let's take a turret. And it's keeping them in this game. I love it. I think that they're doing great. Burb does have a lead that they need to maintain, but it's closer than the gold value would suggest, in my opinion.
I don't know. That's a pretty solid lead so far, but can you close it out? Because Death from Below.
That hit, Taco Munchers is under fire. He does make it out of the initial fight. Rip Mental Health is very low. He does get taken down by 4. Now, Taco Munchers makes it out, but at the cost of the top lane. That might be Baron, actually. Your Zaya's super fed. You have the tankiness from the Braum and the Zac, and you have the consistent damage from the Anivia. I like this call.
Yeah, nobody's around. We're gonna take this and start pushing to end. And you take this, you can give up a dragon for this. Fine.
Absolutely. Especially when you're so close to Soul and they have none. You let that Drake go. You have no need to fight for that. And that's Baron Nashor, secured at 24 minutes to Burb.
All right. Now, what are they going to do with it is the question here.
Now, I talked about my opinions. Big P might be in some trouble. Look at the damage there coming out of Mike Beast. He doesn't want to chase. He finds the ward and says, that's good enough. I want to see Burb push lanes. I don't want to see them fight for this Drake. It's useless to you.
Yeah. Yeah, push lanes with the big buff.
So Drake has been taken, and they're going to start a fight here in the river. Clarified is hit. Death from Below is hit. But Ruin goes legendary with the kill onto Poisonous Nut. Rip Mental Health is caught up on the top side as well. Death from Below chasing onto Mike. Taco Munchers also on the chase. Death from Below is getting the slowdowns here onto Taco Muncher. No flash available. Barrier will do nothing. Ruin is legendary. 12-0 on the Xayah.
And there is a wave right here. We can walk right into their base. Come on, just walk the wave in. You have a Baron buff. That's what it's for.
Now,
at least if you're gonna walk it in, you can walk in 2 waves at once. That's fine.
Yeah.
But like, what are we doing farming in the jungle at this point?
Well, Zac needs his money so he can keep setting up the place. Like, I respect it. You only need one buff.
You got like a minute 30 left. Most of the buff is gone now.
And another fight here. Death from Below gets a knock up. He is able to get the stretching strike. They secure another kill. Ruin still legendary here, 13-0 now. And they still have the buff, like you said. And they've got a double cannon wave here. That turret is not long for this world. The Rift is about to lose another one. Clarified, not taken in. Oh, he does pick up a kill, though. Taco Munchers was a little too close to the wall there.
Yeah.
Ruin and Classified doing a lot of work. That cannon minion also, look at the health. That was full health when they pushed in that wave.
Yeah.
That's the power of the Baron buff, ladies and gentlemen. So remember that when you're playing.
It's so tanky.
And they can attack from so far away. One more hit, and that turret is down. That's 6 now for Burb.
Yeah,
beautiful use of that.
At least two more turrets if you just shove the waves. Like if you just ignore them taking dragon and just put all your efforts into the waves, then all of a sudden they have no safe place to go on their side of the map. You're so commanding.
Speaking of no place
up and you start sieging.
No place on the map. We've got 3 members of Burb here sieging on the top side. I think Pentakill wants to try and get something done. Call Me Soul absorbs the whole ultimate from Suddenly, but it doesn't deal a lot of damage. He wasn't able to proc the passive any, and they just secure the turret and then they walk away.
Yeah. So yeah, this is what you want to do now that there's no like neutral objectives on the map. So you just group up and you start sieging your next wave. And then like when you pack up, that's what you do. Then you clear the jungle like they're doing now, reset, and then just pick your next one, which is either do you want to get the mid inhibitor, put some super minion pressure, or just siege a turret. The answer might surprise you, and it's usually whichever neutral objective is coming up next, and that is the Drake on the bot side. So you want to start setting up for the bot side, sieging that. That way, when you win a fight, you run quickly to there, get your soul, and then you can go directly to Baron right after that, because Baron isn't too far behind.
Oh, only about 25 seconds.
Yeah, so you can actually make a choice for either one you want to siege. Which one do you want to use? And I think getting the soul is the way to go.
I can agree with that.
Where if the other team is able to trade the Baron, the soul is very strong, and when you're this far ahead, you can defend against the Baron push.
Yeah, and not only that, the Baron comes so much later. I think that you weigh the cost of if they get a second Ocean Drake, what does that do versus again taking the inhibitor or an extra turret. Big P is here. He uses his ultimate for the first time this game. Misses the wallop. Goes completely the wrong direction. Big P under fire. He's low with 2 members of Pentakill up on the top side. He stops the push, rather. But now he's really low. Stun is dodged out. Rip Mental Health is caught by the Anivia. Popped away with the wall. And they do save the turret.
Big P is very happy to keep them busy while they set up for the dragon here.
I did see that the objective bounty is available for the top lane. I think that they have finally crested a point where it is available. Ruin has vision, gets stunned with a dazzle. 3 members of Berber there. A nice flash from Poisonous Nut gets him out. Mike Beast has joined the fight, and this is it. Burb has said, we're going to make our stand on this soul. If you're Pentakill, like you have to decide, do you give it over or do you fight? Because you know you can't win that fight. You have to time this Cosmic Radiance from Taric perfectly. That's the key. So let's pay attention to that. Teleport is available for both top laners. Do we get the full 5v5? We got the first one there from the Aatrox coming in. Ruin goes into the ultimate to dodge out some damage. Able to chase 2 members of Pentakill away. Suddenly on the front lines with Poisonous Nut, they aren't going to be able to do it. An almost steal with the zap. Ruin on the chase for Taco Munchers. He's going around the bend here. Poisonous Nut helps him, gets the heal. Now Death from Below is in a 1v3. Stunned by the Dazzle, stunned by the Gaping Maw. Death from Below wants the Elastic Slingshot. Stop walking, Taco Munchers, and he gets hit with the knockup. Barrier is there. Let's Bounce is there. Dazzle does not land. He is still alive. Taco Munchers throws down the zap. He's able to make it out. Another flash. Burned. Death from Below brings Death from above, jumping in one more time with the Elastic Slingshot, but no one died.
Oh, Call Me Soul.
Call Me Soul. Rip Mental Health does a lot of damage. Call Me Soul. He's thrown away. Big P got the ultimate onto him. Call Me Soul gets the stun with the Q. Death from above, or below rather, gets the kill onto Mike Beast. Rip Mental Health in that fight now on the bottom side. Ruin is pushing in, and that's another kill from Death from Below. They're going to take an inhibitor now with Big P.
Call Me Soul is very happy to just run away with that. That's 1 inhibitor down. Looks like they're going to be able to take another one while Death
re-engage from Death from Below. Ill-advised. He does have the passive, but he is going to go down. The rest of Burb is there, but they cannot save him. He is still alive. He made it out. And from Below is still alive. And Ruin goes legendary. Oh no. Burb have cemented themselves very far ahead in this game. They get the Gnar, they get the Glacial Fissure, Poisonous Nut, and suddenly are invincible for a moment. Mike Beast jumps in. He wants to fight just a little bit longer, but the Nexus is under fire. The Nexus is down, and Burb take game number 1 here with our Progenitor League Circuit December tournament.